Hi, I'm Isabella Galichia,
And I'm Dr. Jody Galichia.
and in today's video, we're going to be talking about ventricular tachycardia.
Ventricular tachycardia occurs when the heart rhythm becomes very abnormal. Now, if the abnormality is caused by a beat that occurs from the main pumping chamber of the heart called the ventricle, then we call that VTach or ventricular tachycardia. What happens is a lot of times the ventricle is spontaneously beating. A host of things can cause that. And if that happens and the rhythm becomes very rapid, then ventricular tachycardia occurs. It can be chaotic or it can be pretty regular and rapid, and it can be the harbinger of the heart stopping. VTach, cardiac arrest go hand in hand. So ventricular tachycardia could be intermittent. It could be something that somebody has every once in a while, or it could be something that is persistent over some period of time. And what happens is if you have ventricular tachycardia over a period of time, let's say more than a few seconds or more than a few minutes, then it can cause you to feel dizzy. It can cause you to have chest pain. It can cause you to be short of breath. So all kinds of things are associated with ventricular tachycardia. But the most important thing is ventricular tachycardia can lead to sudden cardiac death.
So, if I had a loved one who was recently diagnosed with ventricular tachycardia, what would be some of the questions you would recommend for them to ask their doctor?
Well, always, why do I have this? And is it truly ventricular tachycardia? In other words, it could be something that looks like ventricular tachycardia, but isn't. It could be that this abnormal rhythm is coming from a less dangerous part of the heart. But ventricular tachycardia is a very serious problem, and we need to understand it. So is there medication? Yeah, there are medications we can take to control it. Is this related to the fact that the ventricular tachycardia is associated with underlying blockage in the heart arteries, or could there be a valvular problem that's causing it? How about this? If you drank too much alcohol or too much coffee and you had a tendency towards ventricular tachycardia, could that make it worse? So those are all things that you'd want to ask your doctor. How do I avoid it? If I have it, is there something else I should be doing? Are there medications? Are there treatments for it? And I guess lastly, is there an underlying condition such as an impending heart attack or a previous heart attack or heart failure that has caused the heart rhythm to become this unstable? And is this a dangerous thing for me that could result in sudden cardiac death? One very important thing is sometimes people will have like 2 or 3 beats of ventricular tachycardia, and they're incidental. It doesn't mean that they're in big trouble. But when the ventricular tachycardia is sustained over a period of time, that's when we get worried. And when the symptoms occur, if one has shortness of breath or chest pain or dizziness or lightheadedness, that is in my opinion, that is when you call 911 to get help immediately.
Thanks, doctor, and thank you for watching. And be sure to visit hearthealthcommunity.com to learn more about ventricular tachycardia.
Thank you.